Hello and a very good evening. You're watching India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal and we've been getting you a marathon non-stop coverage of phase 2 of polling, which officially in most places across the country will come to an end now that the clock has struck 6 p.m. So we'll be getting you over the next 1 hour all the latest on the voter turnout figures as well as the highlights through the course of the day as far as polling is concerned. Our focus particularly will be on two states. The state of Kerala, where all 20 seats voted today, the entire state coming out in large numbers to cast their vote. What exactly is the voter turnout in Kerala? We'll tell you in a bit. We'll also be focusing on Karnataka, where remember 14 of the 28 seats, South Karnataka as a whole, went ahead and polled today. So those updates and much more coming your way. Let's begin this broadcast with the top headlines. High-octane phase 2 for India's election 24 underway from Kerala to Uttar Pradesh to Rajasthan, 88 seats in 13 states in poll fray, all of which voted today. Fourteen seats went to polls in Karnataka's phase 2. Voter turnout at 63.9% until 5 p.m. Bengaluru sees the least footfall, which is very, very unfortunate. Netas and celebs turn up to cast their vote. BJP's Bengaluru South candidate Tejasvi Surya booked. Incumbent BJP MP booked for allegedly seeking votes on religious grounds as it voted today with a post on social media. Prime Minister Modi attacks opposition over maligning EVM, says those who looted ballot slammed EVMs and says the Supreme Court ruling is a tight slap for the opposition. This after the Supreme Court rejects paper ballot plea and upheld EVMs.
मतपेटियों को लूटने का इरादा रखने वालों को ऐसा गहरा झटका दिया है, ऐसा गहरा झटका दिया है कि उनके सारे सपने चूर-चूर हो गए।
CBI conducts multiple raids in Bengal in connection with the Sandesh Khali case. Arms and ammunition seized, bomb disposal squad and NSG at the site. And let's begin with the state of Kerala. The voter turnout in Kerala at this point stands at 63.97%. This is the data that we have up until 5 p.m. So you can expect that number to go up slightly, hopefully in just 1 hour, 5 to 6 p.m. we will see this number shoot right up, because right now this isn't very encouraging. The fact that you're seeing 63.97% as the voter turnout in Kerala until 5 p.m. So as we in fact put out these numbers, we'll break it down also for you as to exactly which particular seats has seen brisk voting and where really we haven't seen the best of voting numbers. And as usual, it will be the urban seats. Thiruvananthapuram is in dismal voting numbers so far. But let's get you all of the highlights of polling day here in the state of Kerala. Let's first quickly recap for you the numbers as far as the 2019 figures in Kerala are concerned. 20 seats, it was a sweep by the UDF. We've broken that down party-wise for you. Only one seat that was with the CPM, which was the seat of Alappuzha. The Congress is looking at a clean sweep right now of 20 out of 20. And they've gone all out in their campaign, even in Alappuzha, putting up someone like KC Venugopal. So they will be counting on ensuring that they get 20 out of 20 this time. But the left, the LDF, is trying to ensure that that is not the case, particularly in North Kerala, because Rahul Gandhi has been fielded there. Let's get you some of the images from polling day in Kerala. You had Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, Shashi Tharoor, who is in the poll fray, Union Minister V. Muralidharan, V.D. Satishan, all of them coming out to cast their vote. These images of Pinarayi Vijayan from his town of Pinarayi in Kannur. Remember that in Kerala, you've got, of course, all of those big faces, the likes of Rahul Gandhi, the Thiruvananthapuram battle to watch out for. But so far, looking at the voter turnout numbers, not really up to par as what you really expect from Kerala, because in 2019, Kerala's voter turnout was upwards of 78%. Let's, in fact, bring in our reporters also on this broadcast. We've got Shibimol, who's joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram, Polami Saha, also from Thiruvananthapuram, and also, besides that, we've also got Shilpa Nair, who's joining us from Ernakulam. I'll come across to all of you in just a bit. They've been out there through the day, getting you those updates on polling day. Let's just quickly cut across to all the reactions that have come in through the day from Kerala.
वेणुगोपाल ने सुबह ही कह दिया है कि विक्ट्री मार्जिन जो है 4,31,000 से ज्यादा ऊपर जाने वाला है राहुल गांधी का.
Nothing doing. Rahul Gandhi will lose this constituency this time. What happened in Amethi 2019 will repeat in Wayanad this time. That much anger of public against Rahul Gandhi. He is betraying the people. See, after 6 p.m. today, the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi will announce his candidature in Amethi. राहुल गांधी जी का टूरिस्ट वीजा है ना, मुझे परमानेंट वीजा है ना. आज शाम 6 बजे के पास बाद राहुल गांधी जी का कैंडिडेचर विल अनाउंस अमेठी. सो राहुल गांधी बिट्रेड वायनाड. पिछले महीने राहुल गांधी जी ने बोला वायनाड मेरा परिवार. 50 साल राहुल गांधी फैमिली ने बोला अमेठी मेरा परिवार. सो बीच बीच में ये परिवार बदलता है ना. So Rahul Gandhi's double game, hypocrisy, betrayal. So now Wayanad people are saying bye-bye Rahul, welcome Modi.
So earlier you did mention about the fact that you're up against a 3-time parliamentarian and the candidate from the left is not exactly pulling his hat out of the ring. So it's a 3-cornered, interesting fight in Thiruvananthapuram, sir.
Yes, it is a 3-cornered fight. Even though it's a 3-cornered fight, we all know very clearly that the CPI and the Congress are chai samosa buddies with the India Alliance. And so while it may look like a 3-cornered fight and there are 3 candidates, there is really very little difference between what the Congress and the CPI candidates offer to the people of Thiruvananthapuram. They have been given many opportunities in the past, in particular the Congress, and they have very little to show for it. So I think this is an issue to do with people giving opportunities to leaders and what they have done with it. And therefore me going to the people and saying, look, you've given these people opportunities, they have done very little with your trust. Give me an opportunity, trust me for 1 term, and let me show you, as I have put out in as a document, what we can do for the future of Thiruvananthapuram and for the lives of all the people who have suffered for so many years, including those in the coastal community.
Sir, you've casted your vote. The state of Kerala is casting their vote. Are you satisfied and confident with your campaign?
Yeah, what I've been doing is after voting, I've been up and down the constituency, and I'm continuing for the next couple of hours, just to see that there have been no problems, no incidents, no complaints, that people are turning up in good numbers. We have people manning our booth counters everywhere, before going into the booths for people to vote. They are very excited, happy. Turnout is good of people who are supporting us, and we are expecting a good result.
Sir, you said in the morning that you're the only one who is voting in Thiruvananthapuram. The other 2 candidates, Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Pannian Ravidan, are not voting in Thiruvananthapuram. Was it a message that you are the person of Thiruvananthapuram, you belong here?
Well, it certainly struck me that some of the comments being made by others deserved a fitting reply, in that at least the question of my commitment to Thiruvananthapuram is visibly demonstrated. I voted in every election here, whether a state, assembly or municipality. I come, I stay, I vote. I have no address anywhere else in the world other than a Sarkari bungalow, which is because of the kindness of the voters of Thiruvananthapuram. And therefore, I'm here and I wanted to show them that my commitment to Thiruvananthapuram is absolute.
Anil, you've just cast your vote from Thiruvananthapuram. How do you see the contest panning out this time? Do you think that the BJP will be able to open its account in Kerala?
There is no question about it. This is a national election. It's not an election to choose a few MPs. And we are very sure that in the national stage we are getting more than 370 seats for our party, more than 400 seats for our coalition. And this time, so far we have never won a seat in Kerala, but this time we are going to create history. Last time we had double-digit votes for the first time. This time we are strongly contesting in double-digit seats. We are expecting to win most of them, and one of them will definitely be Pathanamthitta. So yes, we will definitely open our account. It's not just we'll open our account, we will be contributing multiple seats to our tally of 370 plus this time.
So you re-entering the Lok Sabha hurdle, you're expecting to sweep the UDF with Congress, expecting to sweep Kerala?
Certainly, we are going to sweep. That is what the ground report. I'm not telling with my words. I'm not an astrologer, but the field report is very clear. I think you also, media reports are also there. We are going to sweep entire Kerala.
Sir, after first phase, the Prime Minister attacked the manifesto of the Congress party repeatedly, not once, twice, thrice. What do you have to say about that?
He is very much worried about the first phase of election. The ground report is like that also. We are winning seats, maximum seats. Therefore, Prime Minister is panicking. That is why he is abusing Congress party and our manifesto. On the other hand, it is good. He is talking about our manifesto. Manifesto, this is not the manifesto. Manifesto is the big things are there. 5 guarantees are there. That, I think, let the Prime Minister publish it.
Rahul Gandhi increasing his vote margin in Wayanad?
Certainly, because Rahul Gandhi is the person who is fighting for democracy in this country, who is fighting for constitution in this country, who is fighting for good government in this country, who is fighting for poor people of this country.
Big day for you, big day for the UDF here in Kerala. Your message to the voters first.
We have got a very positive response during the entire campaign spree. I'm very sure that Congress and UDF would have a historical victory in Kerala. And this would be a landslide victory. And this would be a record margin in the electoral history of Karnataka. Last time I won with a margin of 1,69,000 against P. Rajiv, who's a veteran CPIM leader and former Rajya Sabha MP. And the response from the voters, from all sectors, from the coastal belt, from the agricultural sector, from the urban places, everybody is fed up of both the state and central governments, and we expect a landslide victory in this election.
Okay, let me just break down for you the voter turnout quickly in the state of Kerala. And even as you're looking at those numbers trickling in, I want to break down for you what the districts currently look like. What are the different seats? What is the voting percentage there? Right now, the overall turnout, and we'll just take a look at that with regards to the EC figures as of 5 p.m. So you see that always the numbers have been around 75%, averaging it out. Last time in 2019 was 78%. This time so far 64%. That's still 5. There's still a 1 hour gap that needs to be counted in. But can it actually reach 78%? Seems highly unlikely. So it looks much lower than what it was in 2019. If I were to break that down and take a look at some of the urban seats, let's take a look at Thiruvananthapuram, at what the voting percentage looks like in Trivandrum. You can see again a clear drop, 61% in 1 hour now. So this is data till 5 p.m. Remember, the voting is on till 6 p.m. So even if you consider about a 10% increase in 1 hour, it's not going to come anywhere close to what we saw in 2019, which was itself only at about 74%. The other, in fact, urban seat of Ernakulam, let's take a look at the voter turnout there. Again, not really the numbers you'd expect, again at about 64%. So it's essentially the urban seats, just like you see in every other part of the country, that's pulling down the overall voter turnout of Kerala. But like I said, the overall voter turnout, if you look at, is much lesser and doesn't look like it'll reach up to 78% right now. Let me bring in Shibimul first on this broadcast, who's joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Shibi, looking at the voter turnout right now, it doesn't look like it'll touch 2019 levels, which is disappointing, which is unfortunate. Yes, of course, the heat wave is one of the contributors to that perhaps, but what are the other factors? Why do you think people aren't coming out there and voting?
Well, Akshita, like you rightly pointed out, it's been a bit of surprising for all of us also that, the voter turnout has been less, especially in the afternoon. It was very dry and dull. The polling booths, some of the polling booths were empty also. But we're hearing that in the last 1 hour, it really took up the pace, because especially in the northern Kerala, remember it's a Friday also. There were concerns earlier raised that on Friday there are prayers for the minority community and all of those things. So in the end, towards the end of the last 1 hour to closing hours, we we are hearing that in the northern Kerala, the voter turnout really took up pace. So we'll have to wait for the final figure, but definitely it's not crossing 75 is what we're understanding, because the last figures that we got was 64.3%, which was around 520. So, well, we're not definitely crossing 75, that's clear, but it definitely is disappointing. Probably the heat, of course, was one factor, and the urban voters, we expected the urban voters to come out in huge numbers this time around, but that really did not happen. Mostly in Thiruvananthapuram, if you see in the city part, Thiruvananthapuram constituency, we did not see a lot of voters coming out.
You know, in the last 1 hour, 5 to 6 p.m., those numbers have gone up. So hopefully we will see a big surge really in the voter turnout. But Shibi, just stay with me. You know, away from the voter turnout, let's talk about the big picture here in Kerala and really the takeaways of this election battle. And we'll take a look at really what the NDA is looking to achieve before I take this across to Paulami Saha as well. Now, historically, if you look at the vote share in Kerala, the NDA, the BJP hasn't been able to fare very well. And these numbers are proof of that. Just take a look at this row first. You can see that their numbers have pretty much just about reached double digit. 2019 has been their best performance since 2004, and it's at 15%. The BJP, the NDA is looking to really build momentum here, looking to eat into the Erava and Nair vote share of the LDF and the UDF and thereby better this particular number. If I were to break that down further and take a look at really what the BJP vote share individually away from the NDA has been, it's at 13%. Now they're talking about reaching 20% plus, which is going to be a huge jump. Largely dependent on that is a couple of seats, and we'll talk about that. The first one is that of Thiruvananthapuram. So why really are they looking at Thiruvananthapuram? You've got, of course, the BJP fielding Rajiv Chandrasekhar there to take on incumbent MP Shashi Tharoor, who's looking for a fourth term as MP. Panniyan Ravindran is another big player in Thiruvananthapuram. Now, if we look at really what the results look like earlier in Trivandrum and compare that to now, there's a reason that the BJP is saying that, look, maybe we have a chance in this urban seat, and it's because of this particular number. Shashi Tharoor won comfortably in 2019. Not so much the case in 2014, but 2019 he bettered his tally. But this number here of 31% is what the BJP is eyeing. Because they came in second and pushed the left to third place, they believe that they've got a ground here, a base that they can actually work on in a Thiruvananthapuram, in a Thrissur as well. In the seat of Thrissur, you've got Suresh Gopi, who's been fielded. He's fought twice from Thrissur. In an assembly election and in a general election, he's lost both times. He's come in third place in 2019. And yet again, he's been fielded from Thrissur. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's able to make a difference. His campaign has been interesting because in most of his campaigns, he's spoken saying, you vote for me, you're voting for a union minister, making it clear that if he wins, he'll be made a union minister if the BJP comes to power in the centre. I want to bring in Paulami Saha on this. Paulami, you've been in Thiruvananthapuram for the last 24 hours. You've spoken to also the likes of Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar. You've spoken to Anil Antony, who's been fielded from Pathanamthitta as well. What really are the BJP's chances here? Prime Minister's visited several times. He hasn't really focused on Kerala like he's focused on Tamil Nadu, but they're counting on really building on their vote share, and they've always essentially been duck out in Kerala, so they're hoping on opening their account as well.
Well, the BJP definitely wants to build upon the ground that it has been building over the last many years in terms of, making inroads into Kerala, with the RSS working on the ground as well, interacting with, of course, various, religious organizations as well, associated not just with the Hindu community, but with minority organizations like the church, of course, the various orders, the various dioceses of the various orders that exist as far as the church in Kerala is concerned. They have tried to solicit the support as well. We did see recently a controversy break out over the filming of the Kerala story by one of those, dioceses as well. And then, of course, the support which Anil Antony received for his candidature from the Believers Eastern Church as well. The first time that the church had come out, and at least one of the orders had come out in support of a BJP candidate. So the BJP has been constantly working on the ground in terms of building that support base, but it's still going to be an uphill task before the BJP is able to make the kind of inroads that it wants to make into the state of Kerala. The competition largely, as it's evident on the ground, is still between the UDF and the LDF. The BJP, of course, said, look, tried to sell the narrative that at the end of the day, these are partners nationally, and they seem to be just putting up a fight of sorts. They're frenemies at the end of the day, and that is what they're doing on the ground. So they're cheating.
You're right in pointing out that this is largely a two-way battle. But let me just bring in also Paulami Shilpa Nair on this broadcast, who's reporting from Ernakulam. Ernakulam, of course, is an urban seat, and usually the BJP focuses on these urban seats, hoping to make some sort of inroads in urban seats before they focus on rural. But Ernakulam is one of those seats where the BJP doesn't really stand a chance, because you look at the vote share that they managed to get in 2019. An abysmal 14%, just about touching double digit there. Alphonse Gale lost and was in third place. So Ernakulam isn't one of those seats that they're really banking on. And explain that to us, Shilpa. When the BJP always talks about Kerala, Tamil Nadu, they largely focus on seats where there's a large urban population. Ernakulam is one of those seats where the BJP has never really managed to have a presence. It's largely a two-way battle, much like in most other seats of Kerala.
Well, that's right, Akshita. In fact, as far as Ernakulam seat is concerned, it has been a stronghold of the Congress party. We've seen several leaders from the Congress emerging victorious from this particular seat. And Haibi Eden, of course, has been renominated this time around by the UDF. And he's extremely confident of retaining this particular seat. And even the ground report suggests that it is advantage Haibi Eden as far as Ernakulam seat is concerned. But like you rightly pointed out, the BJP, of course, looks to tap into the urban voter base and then, of course, penetrate into the grassroots level, reach the rural villages, etc. But as far as Kerala is concerned, some of the strongholds include areas or constituencies like Thrissur, Pathanamthitta, Thiruvananthapuram, etc. Thrissur, of course, also has a part of it is urban centric, is what one can say. So Thrissur is where the BJP has a lot of hope. In fact, before the candidates of all the parties were announced, the BJP is extremely hopeful. In fact, if you remember, the Prime Minister had come down at least twice or thrice to Thrissur constituency. He had taken part in the wedding of Suresh Gopi's daughter as well at the Guruvayur temple. So clearly, they had a lot of hope pinning all these hopes on Suresh Gopi. But the minute Congress and left announced their candidates, both of them are extremely popular candidates. So this is not going to be a cakewalk for Suresh Gopi as they had expected, even in an urban centre like Thrissur.
We'll also focus on that in Thrissur. Let's get those images in as well. Paulami, Shilpa and Shribi, thanks very much for joining us. It's been a long day for all three of you, so I'll let you go. They've been reporting, of course, on polling day from 7 a.m. this morning on what's been happening in Kerala. Let's now talk about some of the images, the highlights of polling day in Kerala. The big faces, actors, celebrities, influencers who've come out to cast their vote today. Let's get you those images. Beginning with superstar Suresh Gopi, who's in the poll fray. Thrishur's NDA candidate arrived with his family, his wife and his children to cast his vote in Thrissur. Superstar Mammootty turned up at a polling booth in Kochi to cast his vote. He didn't interact with the media, but was seen showing off his inked finger. Fahad Fazil, or Fafa as he's fondly called, came to cast his vote at a polling booth in Alapura. Fahad came down from Kochi to ensure that he ensured his voice was heard and exercised his right in the democracy. He was accompanied by his father, veteran director Fazil. Now, another big Bollywood actor, Tovino Thomas, also was seen casting his vote. His vote is in Thrissur, so he was there going ahead and exercising his franchise. Remember that Tovino is also a brand ambassador of the Election Commission, so only right that he was there to exercise his franchise. ISRO Chief Dr. Somnath also seen there on your screens. He was seen standing in line, waiting patiently along with other voters to go ahead and cast his vote in Thiruvananthapuram. Soon after, had a message for every Indian, for every Keralite to come out and exercise their franchise. Let's focus on the state of Karnataka. Of the 28 seats, you had 14 that went ahead and voted today, all in South Karnataka, including, of course, the city of Bengaluru. And let's get you the latest on the voting percentage also in Karnataka so far. Till 5 p.m. Remember, the voting continues till 6 p.m., but the data out from the Election Commission is till 5 p.m. Karnataka seeing 63.9% of voter turnout, essentially about 64%. But what's unfortunate is again the number that's coming in from Bengaluru, seeing the lowest voter turnout, lowest voter footfall really in Bengaluru. We'll break that down for you constituency-wise. But extremely disappointing really that Bengalurians again have failed to really come out and ensure that their voice is heard. Bengaluru seeing, Bengaluru Central in fact, the voter turnout is about 48.61%. That's up till 5 p.m. Bengaluru South, it's up 49%. Bangalore North, just slightly better at 50%. Bangalore Rural is better off than all the other parts of the city, than all the other constituencies at 61.78%. So Bengalurians at this point, once again, failing to ensure that they exercise their franchise. Let me take this across to our reporters on the ground. We've got Sagai Raj, who is joining us live from Bengaluru, Anaga Keshav, as well as Mustafa. Anaga from Bengaluru again, Mustafa Sheikh in Mysuru. Good evening to all of you. Give me a moment. I'll just come across to you a quick recap really of what the Karnataka numbers look like in 2019. If you look at the 14 seats of the 28, this is the South Karnataka belt, including Bengaluru. It was essentially a BJP sweep. You see the one JDS and the one independent. The JDS is now with the BJP. So you can club this essentially at 12. The independent was in Mandya. Sumalata Ambarish, who's also joined the BJP. So you can make that 13, which leaves one with the Congress. This was the Bangalore rural seat, which is DK Shivkumar's brother, DK Suresh, which he held on to and won with a comfortable margin, a comfortable victory. Now, this time, Bangalore Rural seeing a very interesting fight. We put out the voting percentage number also for you from Bangalore Rural. The BJP will be counting on having these numbers or bettering it to ensure 14 on 14. Not really easy this time around. But let's get you all of the highlights really of polling day in South Karnataka in those 14 of 28 seats. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah cast his vote in this particular phase in Chamarajanagar. He was seen there showing off his inked finger soon after. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman cast her vote in Bengaluru. You had many other faces in Bengaluru. Infosys' Narayana Murthy, Sudha Murthy, all of them cast their vote. Kicha Sudeep, Yash, superstars of Sandalwood, now nationally known massive actors, all of them also were seen casting their vote and urging Bengalurians, urging Kannadigas to come out and exercise their franchise. They all led by example. Unfortunately, many Bengalurians have failed to come out and cast their vote yet again. But let's also talk about who's in the poll fray, whose fates have been sealed today. Tejasvi Surya, Shobha Karanlaje, they came out to vote. H.D. Kumaraswamy was there. D.K. Shivkumar came out to cast his vote. So did his brother, D.K. Suresh, who's in the poll fray this time. As far as Mysuru goes, you had the Maharaja of Mysore also coming out to exercise his franchise. Let's get you some of those reactions from leaders who are in the poll fray this time, from leaders who have a lot at stake in this election.
My request to the people of Karnataka is you have a greatest opportunity. We are celebrating the festival of democracy. The country needed a change. You should be a part of the change.
So what is your request to the youngsters who have not come out and voted till because of scorching heat or something else?
They will come. They will come. I appeal to all of them. Don't waste your vote. Please come and vote for the Congress party. You should not lose your franchise. You should vote. This is what the Congress party has given you, the big strength, giving you democracy. You should make use of this democracy. This time everybody is happy now with me because whatever I done in past for rural and semi-urban, people have identified in urban area also. They only started calling me and asking me, we will all support you, you support me, like that. We are not seeing any Modi wave or anything.
You're not witnessing a Modi wave?
I don't see.
So apart from your constituency, do you see more constituencies being won by Congress?
Yeah,
how many do you think?
more than 15 seats we are going to win.
More than 15?
Yeah.
Yes, it can be a hot day for Bengaluru, but it is worth coming out. Choose your time, come, please come, do vote. India needs every vote. I was also very happy to see a lot of one-time voters, the first-time voters, first-time voters who were here. I stood with them, had some pictures clicked. The enthusiasm among the senior citizens and enthusiasm among the young, the first-time voters, is very encouraging.
How do you see the polling percentage across the city today?
People are coming out in enthusiastic numbers, but I see less young people and more senior citizens in queues. We young people must get inspired from the commitment that senior citizens are showing towards our responsibility, our democracy. They must come in big numbers. I think the average right now is around 20-22% everywhere. It should have ideally been around 30-35% by now. We should at least aim for 70% polling. Without voting, you cannot make a difference in democracy. That's the only way you can register your voice. So I request everybody to please come out and vote in big numbers.
मैम आज आपने वोट किया है, क्या मांग है वोटर्स के लिए अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग?
मैं मांग रखती हूँ सब वोटर्स को, पहली बार वोटर्स को, ये चुनाव एक ईमानदारी नेता को बड़ा प्रधान बनाने का चुनाव है। ये चुनाव देश का रक्षा का बारे में सोचने वाला चुनाव है। ये चुनाव देश का विकास का चुनाव है। इसीलिए जरूर आप मतदान केंद्र आइए, मतदान कीजिए, ये आपका अधिकार है। एंड आप प्रजातंत्र व्यवस्था के एक उत्सव के रीति मनाने वाले हैं, इसीलिए जरूर आप आइए मतदान कीजिए।
So some reactions there for you. Every one of them who appeal to the voter to come out and cast their vote. Before I bring in reporters, let's just break down for you that voting percentage, particularly in fact, parts of Bengaluru. Another reminder of how badly cities really need to step up when it comes to voting numbers. This is the overall voter turnout in Karnataka at 64%, but remember at 64% till 5 p.m. So definitely going to better the 2019 numbers, but definitely not good enough because in the last 1 hour, if you've been watching our broadcast, we showed you Kerala's numbers, and this is nowhere near Kerala. So it's disappointing definitely from Karnataka that they haven't done much better. If you look at the Bangalore seats alone, Bengaluru Central, 49% in 2024. So again, as of 5 p.m. So it definitely looks like they will better the 2019 numbers in Bangalore Central. Quickly, let me run you through the other seats as well. Bangalore North, these are the numbers, 50% as of now. Expecting it to go up because this is still 5 p.m. And Bangalore Rural is the best of all of the Bangalore seats at 62% so far. Definitely looks like it's much better than the 2019 voter turnout. And that seems to be the trend really in all the Bangalore seats. That while it is low when you compare to other parts of Karnataka or to other cities, it's still much better than 2019, or at least looks like it. This is Bangalore South, where so far till 5 p.m. the voter turnout is at 49%. Disappointing numbers, Saga, if I can come across to you first. Disappointing numbers, we started off the day, I remember, with your conversation with Rahul Dravid, where he said, let's ensure a record turnout. Let's set a new record in Bengaluru. Hardly the case.
Absolutely, especially when it comes to Bengaluru Central and Bengaluru South, it is quite disappointing. And if you notice, Bengaluru South is considered to be as educational paradise where you have a number of educational institutions, and it is a residential area where large number of people get involved in awareness, where people come out and create awareness amongst their neighbors, saying that everybody should come out and vote. And if you notice, that particular constituency seemed to have the second least after Bengaluru Central. Remember, Bengaluru Central seemed to be a habitual offender. Last time, even it has recorded the less percentage, and even this time, it seems to be replicating the similar kind of percentage till 5 o'clock. So we need to wait and watch whether the turnout of voting will shoot up after probably in the evening around 6 o'clock, because most of them would have stayed back at home saying that it is hot outside. So probably once the sun sets, we have to go out and vote. So we need to wait and watch if there is any kind of changes after that. But the interesting factor is notice the areas like Mandya has recorded the highest voting percentage of close to 72%, followed by Dakshin Kannada and Udupi. And if you notice, Dakshin Kannada, Udupi and Chikmagaluru always made headlines when it comes to voting percentage, and even this time they have recorded the highest percentage. But surprisingly, Mandya has taken over them with 72%. And if you notice the candidates in this constituency, it is H.D. Kumaraswamy from Mandya, and in Dakshin Kannada, as usual, there are new faces from both the parties, that is Captain Chowta and Padmaraj from Congress. And Udupi Chikmagaluru, again a new face. Shobha was been shifted to Bengaluru North from Udupi Chikmagaluru, and you have Srinivas Pujari contesting there against Hegde. So it is an interesting battle, but
and these are the seats where you've seen better voter turnout. Overall, definitely better than 2019, but a lot more that needs to be done by Bengalurians. I want to bring in Anaga Keshav on one particular angle, and that is with regards to Tejaswi Surya. He's, of course, fighting from Bangalore South. He is taking on Soumya Reddy. So that's going to be a very interesting battle. He's been going all out with his campaign. So much so that on social media, he put up a video. Now, that video has landed Tejaswi Surya in trouble. Anaga, give us more details on that. Tejaswi's been booked for a video that is put out, where essentially the allegation, the charge against him is that, you know, he's wooing voters on religious grounds.
Well, Akshita, this isn't the first time that a communal case, on these lines has been filed against Tejaswi Surya. Remember, just few months back, a communal line case was filed against him regarding the Nagarpete violence that unfolded. And then now another case has been booked against Tejaswi Surya right on the polling day, stating that the video that he has put out sort of divides the community and it is communally sensitive. Remember, this isn't the first time. He has been booked before for the sort of communally sensitive issues that he has spoken about before, and he has even posted on social media. However, his opponent Soumya Reddy has of course cashed in on this. From day one. Remember, even in the assembly elections, Soumya Reddy lost by a mere margin of just 16 votes, Akshita. Now, this time she has been given a ticket another time to contest for the Lok Sabha polls. And when the case was booked, she stated that, I was always right. Let's vote out Tejaswi Surya and the Congress should come back to power in Bangalore South, is what Soumya Reddy stated. We need to wait and watch how the voters have reacted to this, because remember, in Bangalore South, it has always been the BJP who has been winning back to back to back. So this time around, we need to wait and watch how the voters of Bengaluru South, who have turned up in abysmally low numbers, are going to react to this.
All right. Quickly, I'll get in an update also from Mustafa right now, who's joining us live from Mysuru. Mustafa, you've been there through the day. Take it away. What was the voter turnout looking like in Mysuru? We had the Maharaja of Mysuru, who's been fielded by the BJP, who also came out with his family to cast his vote earlier today.
Yes, of course, the final numbers are yet to come out, but there was a good voter turnout, and it's a big constituency, Mysuru. There are 2 to 3 things which will be very crucial in the decision making. One would be the urban versus the rural voters which are in Mysuru city. Second, the seat is very close to Siddaramaiah as the chief minister, whether he can win it for Congress. The third is that whether people will look at regional issues, whether people will look at local issues, or as a face of a leader, or national issues, or last work done in last 10 years, because that has been the case in Karnataka. The trend has been that if a particular party wins in state elections, the other party gets a hold of voters in Lok Sabha elections. That trend will be repeated or not. So Mysuru also will be very crucial in deciding that factor, and also it will be a litmus test for Siddaramaiah whether for past 1 year the scheme which has been implemented in Karnataka, whether they have a voter support or not. Back to you.
Okay, interesting to see what happens in Mysuru. I see the beautiful Mysore Palace behind you, also completely lit up. But thanks very much, Mustafa. Thanks, Sagai, and thanks, Anaga, for getting us all of those live updates from South Karnataka. And with that, it's curtains down on the Festival of Democracy in Kerala and in Karnataka, at least in South Karnataka. Remember that North Karnataka goes to polls in the next phase on May 7th. And be sure 100% that we'll get you every single update here on India Today. Phase 2 wrapping up, the latest on the voter turnout and much more coming your way. As I wrap up this broadcast, Preeti Chaudhary will be joining you with lots more on the election updates coming up.